Is everything okay, guys? Class content, Spring, NTSP 714 or 615? 615, Spring Boot MVC. 25th, 2022. Spring Boot MVC flow. Right, boss. Now listen. According to other day's discussion, what is the famous MVC flow architecture, guys? What is the famous architecture? What is the famous architecture for developing Java web application? To develop the Java web application. Tell me, what is the famous architecture to develop the Java web application, guys? MVC plus front controller, right? MVC plus front controller. Okay. MVC plus front controller architecture. Right. What is the famous architecture, guys? MVC plus front controller architecture. Fine, guys. Limitations of MVC plus front controller architecture. Come on, guys. Limitations of MVC plus front controller architecture. Okay. When it is implemented with the support of Servlet JSP technologies, directly, with the support of Servlet JSP technologies directly. Come on, guys. With the support of Servlet JSP technologies directly, without using frameworks. I think, are you listening my statement, guys? Without using frameworks. Number one, all logics of all the layers must be developed manually. All the logics of all the layers must be developed manually. Come on. Are you understanding my statement, guys? All the logics of all the layers must be developed manually, guys. Okay, this gives extra burden to extra burden to programmer. This gives our extra burden to programmer. Next, yeah, we need to understand and implement front controller DP, entire front controller DP. We need to understand and implement entire front controller DP. Okay, manually, which is quite complex process, right? Which is a quite complex process, guys. DP means design pattern, ra babu. Come on. DP means design pattern, not the mobile image. Right, guys. Next one. All the rules of MVC architecture should be remembered and implemented. Should be remembered and implemented manually. Should be remembered and implemented manually. Are you understanding my statement? Okay. All the rules are, tell me what is the first rule, guys? The rules are, what is the first rule? Tell me. Okay. Every layer is designed to have specific logics. So place only those logics and don't place additional logics, guys. Every layer is designed to develop specific logics. To keep okay, place only those. See, view component means only presentation logic. No, sir, I know how to write JDBC code in JSP. Is it going to work out, guys? No, can we place persistence logic in JSP components? Can we think about that? Seriously, can we think about that? No, we cannot think about that, right? Okay. Sir, I know how to write JDBC code in servlet. I will write JDBC code in controller servlet. Is it going to work out, boss? Is it really going to work out? No. We should write persistence logic only in DAO class. So every layer is designed to develop specific logic. So place only those logics and don't place additional logics. Don't place any kind of additional logics. Are you getting my point there or not? Okay. Next one. There can be multiple view components, multiple model components, but there should be only one front controller. There should be only one front controller. Must and should be only one front controller. Convinced, my dear? Got the clarity, guys? There can be multiple view components, multiple model components, but there should be only one front controller, guys. There's no question of having more than one front controller. Are you getting my point, guys? Come on. Okay. Next, all operations, all operations and flow of executions must take place, tell me, through front controller servlet. Like this, many rules are there. And remembering each rule, implementing each rule should be done manually or not. Manual means it should be burden or not, guys. Manual means it should be burden or not. Come on, guys. Right, boss. Okay. Yeah, these are the limitations, guys. To overcome these problems, take the support of MVC frameworks to develop MVC plus front controller based Java web applications. Java web applications. Number one, examples, guys. Struts from which company? Apache. JSF. Java server pages. All these are frameworks, guys. JSF. Sun Microsystem. Recently, it is acquired by Oracle Corporation. Next, Spring MVC from Interface 21. Interface 21. Array Spring MVC, also known as Spring Boot MVC. Spring Boot MVC is extension of Spring MVC. You know that. Okay, Spring Boot MVC. What is this? From Interface 21. What is this? Extension of Spring MVC. Okay. Right, guys. Actually, pivotal team, guys. Pivotal team. Team name is Pivotal, but company name is Interface 21. Yes, guys. What is the other one we are having, guys? These are quite popular, but I think what is other things, other frameworks, guys? I think Spring MVC occupied entire market, Babu. Not giving any chance, to others to dominate. Tapestry. Okay, from Adobe company, guys. No, theme leaf is View Technology. Sorry, ADF. Application Development Framework. Array, though it is MVC, but it is totally different from regular ones, guys. It is from Oracle Corporation. It is from Oracle Corporation. Popularity, guys. Popularity, guys. If you know Spring Boot MVC is popular. If you know Spring MVC is popular. Together, number one. After that, come on. Right, JSF is doing well. After that, little popularity is there for JSF. Okay. Array, Django is Python based, right? All these are Java based. All these are Java based. Okay. Node is JavaScript based. Node is JavaScript based, guys. Yeah, Node.js is JavaScript based. Don't think much. Fine, guys. All these are Java based. All these are Java based frameworks. MVC plus, tell me, front controller frameworks to develop Java web applications. Java web application. Understanding my statement? Listen, guys. No, Django or Django is not exact alternate for MVC, guys. Django is based on other architecture. Node.js is just server, right? Node.js is just server, and Django is based on MVT architecture. That is a different story. Okay, that's why don't think about Django and other things. These are just Java based. Come on. I hope you are understanding my point, guys. Right, guys. Are Spring Boot makes life simple, guys. Spring Boot makes life simple. Okay, nothing else. What security Spring is having, Spring Boot is also having same security. Are Spring provides abstraction. Okay, Spring Boot provides abstraction on Spring. So that's why abstraction on abstraction. Double benefit kind of thing. Got it? It gives double benefit. In that way, it is good. Fine. Bapka Bapa, right, whatever it is. Advantages of developing MVC web applications. Advantages of developing MVC web application using MVC frameworks. Java MVC frameworks. Right. Hey, Django is nothing, boss. A lot of wastage, lot of security problems are there in Python and Django. Don't talk about Python in front of me, boss. I'm not saying this statement as a Java guy. You go and talk any architect, he will tell. Okay. If I say anything about Python, Django, okay, lots of people think that Java guy not liking Python. So that's why you talk to any technical architect, subject expert, he will tell, especially in the companies who are dealing with R&D kind of. Okay. Java MVC frameworks. Advantages, guys. These MVC frameworks give ready-made. Come on. These MVC frameworks give what, guys? Ready-made front controller servlet. Ready-made front controller servlet. Clear, my dear? Ready-made front controller servlet. Okay. Taking care of multiple logics. Instructs action servlet is built-in front controller. Next, in JSF, faces servlet is built-in front controller. In Spring MVC. What guys? In Spring MVC. Tell me. In Spring MVC, dispatcher servlet is okay, servlet. Built-in front controller servlet. Built-in front controller servlet. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Right. Are in Spring Boot MVC also same thing, guys. Spring Boot MVC also same thing. Right, guys. Tell me. Spring Boot is equal to Spring Boot MVC is equal to Spring MVC plus plus. Spring MVC anyhow there on the top of it more. Right, guys. Provides abstraction on. Provides the abstraction on. Tell me. Servlet JSP technologies and simplifies MVC architecture based web application development. What guys? MVC architecture based web application development. Super cool na boss. MVC architecture based web application development, boss. Come on, come on. I hope you convinced it with my statements, boss. Next one. Oh, okay. Spring Boot MVC is equal to Spring MVC plus plus, guys. Next. Okay. Flow of execution. Flow of execution. That means navigation management. Navigation management is fixed according to logics placed in what guys? Front controller servlet. Flow of execution, nothing but navigation management is fixed according to logics placed in front controller servlet. Okay. So we need not to so developers need not to bother about flow of executions. Developers seriously need not to bother about what? Flow of executions. Come on, guys. Understood or not? Developers need not to bother about flow of executions, guys. Come on, my dear. Got the clarity or not? Super, guys. Right, guys. Yeah. The predefined front controller contains logic by already satisfying. Come on. MVC rules and guidelines. MVC rules and guidelines. Come on. MVC rules and guidelines. So, MVC rules and guidelines, guys. Are you getting my point, guys? So it is better. So programmer need not to remember and implement. Come on, guys. Remember and implement those rules manually. Very interesting, Arna, guys. Okay. Alright, something like this, Something like this, Spring MVC or any MVC framework flow is like train with fixed route. Okay. Train with fixed route, guys. Okay. Train goes in its own route. Passenger should come to station, should join. Okay, guys. Okay. Train stops in some station. Train will stop in some stations. Will not stop in some station. Will stop in few stations. Right, boss? Come on. Wherever train stop, passenger will climb. Wherever not stop, passenger will not climb. Esa no na? Spring MVC flow or in fact struts flow, JSF flow is also like this. It says, I will go like this. Wherever your logic should be there, you develop the component. Wherever I have ready-made logics, I will execute. So no question of changing the flow, guys. Can you change the route of the train? No. Train goes, stations come. In some stations, it will stop. There you have a choice of keeping your entry. Wherever stop is not there, you don't have choice. You have to obey the flow, train journey route, right? Okay. Array, implementing MVC architecture using Servlet JSP is like what? Booking cab and making him to go in your own style. Booking the cab and making him to go in your own style. But still you should remember and implement MVC architecture rules there. Though cab is in your control, but for best result, you should remember rules. You should remember rules, right? But here, if you don't remember rules also, no problem. Because already flow is fixed. Some components are entertained. Some places it gives chance to keep your component so that your losses can be part of the flow of execution. Are you listening my statement, guys? Array, in certain place it says, here I am expecting controller class. If you provide, I will take your control class. If you don't provide, I will search for ready-made controller class. Here I am expecting view component. If you provide, I will take it. If you don't provide, I will try to take built-in one. That is also not available, I will give error. It is having a lot of clarity on the flow, guys. Understanding my point, guys? Lot of clarity is there on the flow. Okay. Initially, struts popular, then JSF picked up, but industry moved to Spring for everything. That's why industry moved to Spring for every operation. So that's why in that process, Spring MVC also become popular. Everyone getting me? Deepak Kumar? Basically, initially, Spring is popular for developing business logics. Later, persistence logic. Already Spring is used in business logics. They thought that let's use Spring MVC also. So that entire web application happens in what Spring itself. When I entered industry, struts plus string integration was popular. Struts for web view and controller layer, Spring for model layer, service logics and DAO classes. Okay, but slowly, okay, Spring also entered into what? Presentation layer and controller layer with the involvement of Spring MVC. With the involvement of Spring MVC. Okay. Product gives good productivity. Good productivity in application development. Less work in more time. Sorry, more work in less time. More work in less time. What is that, guys? More work in less time. Next, guys. Yeah, these are the main reasons, guys. These are the main reasons. Okay. Right, boss. Good quality also will be there, guys. With good quality. That is also very important. Good quality. Array, everything is fixed now, boss. Okay. Rakesh, why are you behaving like this as if you have not heard MVC word in Serlet JSP level? What's happening, guys? You are this much dumb, huh? After listening entire Ramayana, how can you ask this question, my dear? Just know I said, na, MVC plus front controller can be implemented using Serlet JSP. I said limitations of that. Come on. Yes or no, na? Problems of that. Then I introduced Spring. There I said struts, JSF. Then how can you say a dirty fellow? How can you say it is started from Spring word? Wow. You know, in Telugu, there is a person, people called Paramananda Sishulu. Any Telugu guy? By looking at Rakesh, I get that feeling sometimes. Paramananda Sishulu. Yeah, Paramananda Sishulu means very innocent students. Right. He heard everything. And I have even seen, I have written struts, I have written JSF, I have written ADF. And you know that struts came before Spring MVC. Come on. JSF came before Spring MVC. I said using Serlet JSP also we can implement MVC architecture application. I asked you to watch videos of MVC1, MVC2, Model 1, all these things. Yes or no? Na? Now he is asking, MVC started from Spring. Mahan Purush, guys. Really Mahan Purush. Hats off to your analyzation. Hats off to your listening quality. Hats off to your analyzation quality. Your photograph, I will keep in what? Salarjung Museum. Okay. Right, boss. Shall we get into the next level discussion? See, if question is good, I will appreciate. If I feel question has come without focusing the class, I will post-mortem that question like this only. Sorry. I need serious people. I don't need time pass people. Because common sense, presence of mind, that is most important. Okay. Common sense, presence of mind is most important. Java, .NET, secondary, Babu. If both are not there, it's waste becoming software engineer. Sorry to say. Right, guys. Shall we get into the next level discussion, boss? Spring MVC or... Acha, 1 minute. I have to say something, guys. I have to say something. Dispatcher servlet of Spring MVC, Spring Boot MVC. Yeah. While learning Serlet JSP, did you see any ready-made Serlet? Did you see any ready-made Serlet, guys? No. It is Spring MVC supplied ready-made Serlet component. It is Spring MVC supplied ready-made Serlet component. Seriously, it is ready-made Serlet component, guys. Super guys. Tell me guys. What is that? Dispatcher servlet docs. Please focus. Dispatcher servlet docs. Yes, boss. What it will do? This is the package name, guys. This is the package name. When it comes to jar, guys, Spring Web version dot jar. Spring Web version dot jar. This is the jar. Okay. Spring Web MVC version. I think web only. Right. Not an issue. Okay. This is the jar where it is available. It's a ready-made servlet. It is given as front controller servlet. Okay, it is actually everyone think that it is there in WebMVC jar, but surprisingly it is there in web jar. The package also web. It is given as front controller servlet having ready-made navigation logics. Okay, navigation means flow. They control the flow, na? Come on, controls the flow, decides the flow. View management logics. Decide, controls the view components and data management logics. What logics, guys? Decides the data flow. Simply decides the data flow, guys. Simply, literally decides the data flow. Super, guys. It is given as front controller servlet, guys. Tell me, guys. In Spring MVC applications, we need to configure explicitly with servlet container having either what is that, directory match URL pattern. Other day we discussed or not, or extension match URL pattern, right, boss? Directory match URL pattern or extension match URL pattern. Directory match /x/y star. Extension match URL pattern like star.do. Like star.do. Not exact match. Exact match is not required, guys. Super, guys. In Spring Boot MVC applications, okay, it is automatically resisted with servlet container having URL pattern and having load on startup enabling. You need not to do this work. This is manual work, guys. This is manual work, right? In Spring Boot automatic work. Come on, guys. In Spring Boot, is this automatic work or not? Enabling. Having load on startup enabling. Slash means to take all requests. Okay. Extension match directory patch for what purpose, guys? To take multiple requests. Only multiple requests only they take. To take multiple requests. This is to take all requests, guys. Come on. To take all requests. This is to take multiple requests. Are you listening my statement, guys? Tell me, to take multiple requests, to take all requests. Are you getting my point, guys? Slash means it will take all requests. That's what I said. Servlet JSP knowledge is required, ra babu. Slash means slash URL pattern means all request, guys. That's the behavior of the slash. Slash means if no servlet is there, I will be there. Base URL. If no servlet is there, I will be there to take the request. But when it comes to this, when X and Y is there in the URL, then only it will take the request. When dot do is URL pattern, then only it will take. This is not for all requests. This is for multiple requests. Come on, guys. URL pattern of servlet of slash. If nothing is given also, by default, slash will be there in every URL, na boss. That means it takes every request. Recollect. I think we discussed as a default servlet in servlet programming. Servlet with slash URL pattern is default servlet. No one is taking request, it will take the request. In fact, it will take all the requests. Come on. Remembered or not? Okay, guys. On the deployment of Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC application, the following operations takes place. The following operations takes place. Yeah. Everyone please focus. Yeah. Because of load on startup, that is enabled. Because of load on startup that is enabled. Tell me, guys, the servlet container. The servlet container creates, tell me, dispatcher servlet class object either on the deployment of the web application or during the server startup. Okay. Whatever happens first. First server started, then deployed the application. Come on. Whatever happens first. First server started, then deployed, guys. During deployment. First deployed, then server started. During server startup. Remembered? Okay. Either on the deployment of web application. This is what? Hot deployment. This happens for hot deployment. This is for hot deployment, guys. This is for cold deployment. What is hot deployment, guys? Hard deployment. Actually, those my students of advanced Java, they recognize all the terminologies. Okay, deploying the web application when server is in when the server is in running mode. When server is in running mode, guys. Okay, what about cold deployment, guys? Deploying the web application when server is in stopped mode. When server is in stopped mode. Got it, guys. Yeah, first this work will happen, guys. Nice. After that, B. The init method of dispatcher servlet DS executes. Now onwards, I write shortcut, guys. Executes. Executes. Which creates. Come on, guys. Which creates IOC container of type XM of type web application context. IOC container web application context, guys. Are you listening my statement, guys? IOC container web application context. Web application context. Right, guys. No, it's not XML web application context, guys. Servlet container to run dispatcher servlet. This dispatcher servlet internally creates IOC container. Web application context. Fine now, boss. Right, guys. Web application context is what type, guys? Application context type, na? Application context type. What's the next one, guys? What's the next one? This web application context performs pre-instantiation of singleton scope spring beans. Singleton scope spring beans like service classes, DAO classes, data sources. Whatever you configure as spring beans, guys. Data sources, come on. Okay. New things I'm introducing. Handler mapping. Handler mapping. You will get to know what is that. Handler mappings, view resolvers, and etc. View resolvers and etc. And keeps them. I'll introduce what is handler mappings, view resolvers later. And keeps them in the internal cache of IOC container. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. And etc. performs the necessary dependency injections and keeps them in the internal cache of IOC container. I hope you got the clarity, guys. Right, guys. Right, guys. Everyone got the clarity? Service classes, DAO, data sources. I forgot controller classes, guys. Controller or handler classes. Handler classes. Come on, come on. I think you understood this statement, guys. That means in Spring MVC application, we don't create IOC container. At least no main method, na? Do you think main method will be there in web applications? Then who create dispatcher servlet? Dispatcher servlet is what? Ready-made servlet, right? Dispatcher servlet is what? Ready-made servlet. That means the moment you deploy, all objects are ready, guys. When first request comes, every object is ready to process. Ready to process the request. Is that clear, guys? I think the people who are having servlet basics, they might have understood all this statement, guys. All these activities are happening for what, guys? First request when you deploy the application. All these activities are happening when you deploy the application or when server is started after deployment of the application. Before arrival of the first request only, container is ready. Instantiation of dispatcher servlet is done. IOC container is ready. Next. Okay. Pre-instantiation of singleton beans, guys. Injections are done among the beans and they are kept in internal cache for reusability, boss. Come on, all these are activities either during server startup or during the deployment activities. All these are server startup or deployment activities in Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC application. Right, guys? Fine, boss. I think you got the clarity, guys. Now, can I give Spring MVC flow, guys? Spring MVC flow. If someone says Spring Boot MVC flow, one and the same, guys. Spring Boot MVC flow, one and the same. Spring MVC flow or Spring Boot MVC flow. Super, guys. I think that needs complete session, guys. 1 minute. Let me take such a topic which can be completed in next half an hour. 1 minute. Let me appreciate because flow needs completely. Flow needs completely, guys. One more thing. Let me have some comments, guys. Only standalone applications contains main method. Okay. Main method. If you explain my Spring MVC flow, guys, interviewer won't ask much questions on Spring MVC. Why? He will see depthness what you are going to tell in the flow. If you don't give confidence answers for Spring MVC flow, he will ask more and more questions in Spring MVC to know whether you are good in Spring MVC or not. Only standalone application contains main method. So, in standalone applications, okay, we create IOC container in the main method. Yes, na boss? Okay. Web applications. Nothing but Spring MVC application. Spring MVC. Okay. Web application, Spring or Spring Boot MVC application. Okay. Maheshwar Barik, just now I scolded one fellow, and you are also following his footsteps, huh? Everyone look at the question asked by Maheshwar Barik. Array, limitations of MVC plus front controller architecture when it is implemented with the support of Servlet JSP technologies directly without using framework. I said problems. Then advantages of developing MVC web application using Java MVC frameworks. I said advantages, and still that fellow thinks that I have not covered that angle. Guys, anyone is feeling like that? Muddy fellow. Okay. You want to see how to develop front controller on our own? Comments it in design pattern batch. I will develop my own front controller. You get the feeling I'm developing my own framework. So muddy fellows. Come on, guys. Yeah. Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC application. Okay, Spring Boot MVC applications. What's happening, guys? Off mind, present, off mind, absent. Spring MVC, Spring Boot application. Spring Boot MVC applications are. I didn't complete this point. Web applications does not contain main method, right? First, let me complete this. Does not contain main method. So the dispatcher servlet takes care of creating IOC container in those web applications. Guys, you enjoyed my point, guys? Next. Okay. In Spring MVC applications, dispatcher servlet, come on. Tell me, Spring MVC applications, what is there, guys? Dispatcher servlet, view components JSP, JSPs are taken care by, what is that? Servlet JSP containers. At least, are you feeling Spring MVC application cannot be executed directly on the JVM? They should be deployed in web servers and application servers. Servlet JSP containers. Whereas controller comma handler classes. Okay, service classes, DAO classes. Okay, handler mappings. Okay, view resolvers and etc. are Java classes acting as spring beans who will be taken care by what, guys? The dispatcher servlet created. The dispatcher servlet created IOC container. What do you say, my dear? The dispatcher servlet created IOC container. Which will be taken care by Got it, my dear. Got the clarity, guys. Deepak Kumar, it's impossible, guys. I cannot give the review. Sarlet, I teach 70 sessions. It's practically impossible to review Sarlet here. Sorry, you have to sit and study Sarlets. This guy asking Sarlet revision in 1 hour. Come on. What do you think yourself? And what do you think about Sarlet? Right, guys. I think you got a clarity. Note. Here is another note, guys. I think you got the point, boss. You got the point. Both points you understood. Super. Next, one more thing, guys. All web applications. Okay. All web applications must be deployed in web server or application server like Tomcat, WebLogic, Wildfly, and etc. And etc. Come on. Okay. To make them accessible for 24/7. 24/7. Aisa no na? Arey, listen. I'll give one small point. Already so many people knows it. I'm just highlighting this. Sir, when I developed standalone application, I never deployed in server. I just run whenever I want. Standalone application is used by how many people at a time, guys? One computer, one user, right? When application is getting used by one computer and one user at a time, is there any need of automation? No. Whenever he wants, he comes and runs manually, right? Okay. But websites, nareshit.com will be used by one user, one person at a time? No. Will be requested by per day 1,000, 2,000 people, if not at least 10,000 people because of online classes. These 10,000 people will come in a specific 9 to 5 hours. No. Specific 9 to 5 hours. Or there will be lunch break, tea break kind of thing to visit the websites. No. Some people get the feeling of knowing new batches in the morning, some people in afternoon, some people midnight, some people early morning 4 o'clock, right? Early morning 4 o'clock. Some people from USA, some people from India, some people for X, Y, Z. Some people from X, Y, Z locations, right? Tell me, manual execution of web application and web components going to work out, guys? No, not going to work out. So what happened? What should I do? I should place my website in such a place which listens to client requests continuously by staying in the internet, which takes a request, passes to web components of the web application, executes the web components dynamically, gather the results dynamically, passes the results back to browsers, whoever given request, as responses dynamically. Who can do that? Who can do that, my dear? Web server can do that. That's why don't just develop web application. In order to make it global and accessible, try to put in a server that is there in the internet. And that server is nothing but web server. That server is nothing but web server. Why? Are you developing website for one user, one computer, or global users and global computers? Global users and global computers, right? Tell me, we should place web application in such a server of internet which listens to client requests continuously, which takes the request, which maps the request to web component, which executes the web component, which gather the results from web component, which sends the results back to browser, guys. Come on. Are you getting my point here, guys, or not? Come on. Everyone got connected to this one. Okay, I'll give one small final example, guys, to understand the importance of web server. To understand the importance of web server, I'll give one final example. Your mother is preparing roti for family members every day. Each person 3 rotis. 3 family members, including mother, 4. 4 into 3, 12 rotis. Are 12 rotis manual process. Enough. Come on. Manually she prepares, guys. But okay, you decided to open PG business, hostel business, where 300 people are staying. For every person, you are offering 3 rotis in the night time. Okay, 400 or 300 into 3, 900 rotis are required each day. Come on, 900 rotis each night. Manual process going to work out? No. Some automation is required or not required? Required. So you will purchase machinery or not? Roti maker machinery you will purchase or not? Which do lots of things automatically. Same thing. Same thing. Standalone applications are specific to how many computers? One computer. Will be operated by how many users? One user. So whenever you want, you will execute manually or not? Super. After developing website, we want to have any restriction of number of requests? No. Number of users? No. Any time restriction to visit the website? No. 24/7 global access. So I should have a special software who listens to client requests continuously, who takes requests continuously, who links those requests to website and web components, who executes the web components dynamically. Come on. Who gather the results given by web component, who deliver those results to browsers dynamically. Who is that fellow? Web server. Yes or no, na? I think though you know earlier, you might have never got clarity on what is the need of web server. You got the clarity on web server, boss. Web server or application server listens to client requests continuously, takes the request, maps the request to the web components of web applications, executes the web components dynamically, gathers the results, and sends them to browser as responses. Super na boss. Right. Let it be, guys. So final conclusion is what, guys? This is web server or application server. Yeah, don't ask me what is the difference between web server and application server. We already covered at what level? JRE, JVM. It runs on JRE, JVM, guys. After all, it is also in Java. Don't forget that. After all, it is also there in Java, right? Yeah, this is my servlet container. This is my JSP container. Array, JSP container internally uses servlet container. You know that. Okay, let me highlight. This is my JSP container. This is my servlet container. Right, boss? Okay. This is my Spring MVC application. Spring MVC web application, guys. Spring MVC web application. which contains DS, dispatcher servlet, lots of view components, guys. Lots of view components. We'll be having what? We'll be having controller class, service class, DAO class, and we'll be having other components also. Handler mapping and view resolver components. Come on, guys. DS, dispatcher servlet, JSP1, JSP2, JSP1, JSP2. Tell me. DAO class, service class, next, controller class. Yeah, these are extra components. I'll explain what they are. Just habituate with the terminology. Handler mapping. See, generally people tends to give Spring MVC flow, guys. No, I'm against of that. First, you should understand what components are there, what are those terminologies, and all this stuff, right? And DAO persistence logic, service business logic, and controller request delegation logic. Come on. This is a view resolver. I'll today just remember the terminology, view resolver. Now tell me, guys, but this here you will be having dispatcher servlet created IOC container. DS created IOC container will be there or not? DS created IOC container will be there or not? Come on, guys. IOC container. Tell me, who manages this IOC container? All these are managed by IOC container. And DS and JSPs are managed by whom, guys? JSP and servlet container. Got it, guys? Super. 1 minute. Yes, boss. All these are managed by super. All these are managed by JSP servlet container. What about these things, guys? DAO, service, view resolver, controller, all these are Java classes, right? Handler mapping will be managed by what? IOC container. But that IOC container is created by whom? Dispatcher servlet. Come on. Enjoyed my statement, guys? Crystal clear clarity. If someone asks you the question, did you work with the servlet container, IOC container together? You say it. Every day I am using Rabab. Whenever I develop Spring MVC application, I am using every day. Using every day or not? Using every day or not? Come on. Tell me one final question. In Spring MVC application, am I going to have main method? No. Am I going to call Spring application.run method? No. Am I going to create IOC container manually? No. Then how IOC container comes? Then how exactly IOC container comes? Yeah, we have dispatcher servlet, which is ready-made servlet, which will be pre-instantiated automatically during server deployment. That will take care of everything. That will take care of everything. Got it, guys? Yeah, tomorrow same time, guys. Tomorrow same time. Sunday you'll be having one common topic. Sunday you'll be having common topic, guys. Mr. Abhi, Spring Boot will take care of load on startup. You need not to worry about it. Sunday 9 a.m. you'll be having one common topic, job hunt techniques, guys. Job hunt techniques. Array long back, job hunt techniques. How to hunt job, how to get software job. Job hunt techniques. Array special meetings for special meeting. For special classes, I have Sunday special material. For special classes, I have given link. I hope you remember that. Common classes will be uploaded to the YouTube channel. Don't worry. Special classes. Yeah, special classes workshop for both freshers and experienced. For both freshers and experienced. Check it out. Meeting ID 343. Is it recent? Is it recent one or old one? Is it recent one or old one? 3431 is recent one only, na? Okay, then maintain. Then maintain. Okay. Right, boss. Yeah, this week you keep the habit of Agile Jira workshop. Huh? What's happening, guys? Yeah, this week you try to complete this, guys. Agile Jira workshop, you try to complete. Abhi, you can keep Spring Boot and Spring MVC in the resume once this course is over. Right. Thank you, guys. We'll meet tomorrow. Tomorrow, regular timing. Sunday, 9 a.m. special.